You will need two sound effects for your game. A sound when a new friend is found, and the sound when food is found. Download a short sound, so under a couple seconds, maybe like 2 or 3 seconds, and save it in the assets/audio folder of your game. We'll later move it into the audio/SFX for a special effect. You may want to get a couple of different variants so that you can switch between the sounds in your game as you're doing development. This clip also has an intro, which we're going to edit out with Audacity. I've previously installed this open source software called Audacity. So I'm going to open it up and edit out that green portion, which is the intro to this clip. There's only a couple of points on this tutorial around Audacity that I'm going to cover. One of them is simply to cut the front part of the clip out.
Round of applause, everybody. Round of applause, everybody.
Select the portion of the sound clip that you want to delete, and then press the delete key. We can also edit the duration of the clip. As I only want the clip to be 2.5 seconds long from the start of play, I'm going to delete the end portion of it. Export the audio file. It's not just file save, you have to select it as export, and we're going to save it as MP3.
Round of applause, everybody.
Delete the original file. Create a text file called credits in your assets folder of your game, and then copy the original URL of the file. You can then use this credits either to find the original file, or if you're going to somehow distribute it, you want to make sure that you're compliant with the license. And it's good to start keeping a record of where you got the actual file, and then you can go back and look at the individual license more easily if you then decide to distribute your game. Otherwise, you may not be able to find the audio file that you used. I'm also going to use a file called yummy.mp3, so you could search for it or get the URL from the text file that I'm creating right now. So let's call it yummy. The audio volume on this file is a little low. You could change it within program, or you could use Audacity to edit the sound volume as well too. Since I have this open, I'm also include the background music, which I got from Ben Sound and its ukulele. I do know that all of these assets are under the Creative Commons or similar. However, it is good to just record where you got it from, so that maybe at a minimum, if you do publish your game, you can at least give the person a shout out or something. For the audio effects, we're not going to use the background music. We're going to use something called AudioPools. And both with the background music and the AudioPool, you can adjust the volume within the program. However, in this case, as an example, I'm going to use Audacity to increase the volume here. I've selected Amplify. And now you have a larger volume. So I'm going to export the project as MP3 again. And I'll just overwrite yummy.mp3. Now we should have a slightly larger volume for Yummy. You can increase it even more. When you start the AudioPool, there's also a way to increase the volume. So we're going to move the audio effects into audio/SFX for special effects. Add it to your pubspec.yaml file, and then under audio on your project, create SFX, and then let's move all the audio files in there. The background music just stays in audio, and then the two special effects will go into SFX. So we're going to select Yummy and Applause. So let's just make sure we got the two special effects assets in there. and then give it a quick test to make sure that we called the file the correct name actually. The AudioPool technique is generally used for rapid fire, like say the bullets from a laser gun or something that occurs repeatedly. However, we will just use it just in case that there's, maybe there's several levels and there's 100 friends and you're getting friend after friend. So we'll set up a variable for the AudioPool. We'll call one yummy and we'll call the other applause. You could also just play the file without using an AudioPool. However, this technique, this tutorial does focus on the technique of using the AudioPool. Currently, there would be no advantage to using the AudioPool over just flameaudio.play. We're using the AudioPool primarily to show you what tools are available for you, and then you make the decision for what is best for your game. In the onload method, we have to create the AudioPool for Yummy. So we'll first create it with the file name. It has to be in that specific SFX directory, and your pubspec.yaml has to also specify the SFX, or else the file won't load. So let's give it a go right now and see whether it loads or not. Let's also create the AudioPool for the applause, and then let's turn off the background music of our game during development. For the baked goods, we want to check, we're going to play Yummy when the George picks up a piece of this baked goods, like a apple pie or choco cake. So if you recall, for the baked goods, we use the technique of using the game ref as a way to access the individual variables from Flame Game. So we can now do gameref.yummy.start. Start is built into the Flame AudioPool. So that should theoretically start the sound effect. Okay, the Yummy appears to be working. I think I'll leave it at this level. I think if it's too loud, it might be startling to the player. Might scare George. But let's test it and make sure that it's working with the assets. Let's apply a similar technique for the friend component. If you recall, for the friend component, we pass the entire game over to get access to game state. So this is a different technique, right? It's probably better to use the game ref, but maybe this game is a little easier to understand. So it's game.applause.start. Again, start is part of the AudioPool. Subscribe to the channel for updates on the more than 50 videos I've made on Flame. The videos with source code are also available for free on Teachable, 100% free course if this is a hobby. In whatever way you choose to learn, make sure you have fun and unleash your creativity. Have a fantastic day.